I've been digging holes this afternoon, getting ready to plant. I don't know if the sun will show up in the video, but it's almost down. It's just past 6 o'clock, and so I'm going to start planting now that it's not so hot and the sun's not beating down to dry out the trees. Just thought I'd show some of these holes and the difference in the soil. So we're down here near the bottom, right there's the creek on the other side of those briars, and it starts to slope up there. And right here, the soil is almost sandy. You can feel it in your hand. There's some clay there, but it's also, you can feel the grit, and you can hear it. And then if I would go just up here, it's almost pure clay. You can see here in the bottom how it's also gravelly. As you get closer to the creek bed and get further down slope, it becomes very gravelly. You can see the gravel here up on the swales, and sandy. It glistens a little bit. The sand particles, or whatever it is, the rock particles. So here, still pretty sandy. Actually, maybe even more so. Now, this isn't a great example because all the topsoil's been dug off and mounded on here, so it's not exactly uniform. It's kind of a mix, and we can try to test to see how clayey it is by grabbing a handful and seeing if it'll stick. And this is sandy. You can see how it breaks up, even though it's moist. If I squeeze it into a ball, it breaks up pretty easily. But if we go a couple holes further, skip this one, go to the next one. I've planted these, or dug these holes about every 40 to 60 feet, more or less. And these are the grafted trees that are getting these big holes dug, and some peat mixed in with the soil, because a grafted tree costs about 100 times that of a wild unselected seedling, so they get all the attention. This is probably a little more clayey. It does break up, but you see how it kind of sticks together in clumps there. And the sandy soil comes apart a lot cleaner. So this, we can break it and it still stays into chunks relatively. Let's go a little further, see if it changes. So down there along the creek bed, it would be even more sandy. I dug a hole right there by that pond, and it's gravelly. Actually, let me walk over there. Show the gravel. That's why it probably wasn't the best spot to dig a hole. There's my neighbor. I mean, to dig a pond. because it's never going to seal. But look at all this gravel. Rocks, some big rocks down in here. And as we go upland, gravel kind of changes to clay. There's still some gravel if you go deep enough. Lots of gravel. And then now we're getting back into the clay. So here there's almost no gravel in the bottom. And it's just a really abrupt change. Yeah, it's much more clayey. Yeah, I'm gonna go a little bit further. Up there where the shovel is, and the bag of peat. You can almost see it in the wall, in the bank where we cut out. See how it's almost red there? Just a couple inches below the surface. And that soil there is red too. Now this, what I'm digging out, is clay. Almost pure clay. And it sticks in big clumps on your shovel. Sometimes it doesn't want to come off the shovel. Yep, that is clay. You could drop that and it's probably going to stick together. You could build adobe with this. Now if I would do this with the sandy soil, it would just come apart. Anyway, something interesting. So soils can change very, very quickly.